Good evening and welcome inside this comeback edition of The Extra Point. I'm Austin Scott. Paul is still recovering after that incredible Cardinals win yesterday. Nick King has a look at a defensive standout for the Cards, and Julia Lopez will introduce us to the new boss of Sun Devils football. That's where we begin. A Suns team that led the league in drama this offseason and answering questions Monday for the first time this season. No Crowder, but DeAndre Ayton was in attendance after reports he'd played his last game in Phoenix. He was benched by Monty Williams in Game 7 versus Dallas. The two reportedly had a sideline spat. It was a rare twofer of Monday Night Football with the Titans and Bills and Vikings and Eagles games kicking off just about an hour apart. Let's start it off in Buffalo, where the Bills Mafia was out in full force. Grab your hot dogs because Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs put on a show. I mean, come on, look at this guy. Man, the Cardinals are confusing us. After being blown out by the Chiefs week 1, then putting together an incredible comeback in week 2 against the Raiders, week 3 was another rough one in Glendale. Is it who they are? There's a new head honcho for Sun Devils football, and here's a familiar face to high school football fans in Arizona. Sean Aguano takes over as the interim head coach after Herm Edwards agreed to leave the role after ASU lost to Eastern Michigan on Saturday. Julia Lopez was there as Aguano was introduced. The first chapter of the Sean Aguano era got off to a rough start. It sort of looked like the same old when number 13 ranked Utah came into Tempe and made it look easy. Football is in full swing, basketball is starting back up. It's prime time in the sports world, so make sure you tune in to The Extra Point tomorrow and every night right here on Arizona's Family.
Hey, he's still got it! Hey, he hasn't officially retired, has he?
So you're saying there's a chance? Oh yeah, Steve Young throwing a touchdown pass to Larry Fitzgerald on Monday Night Countdown. Slings one to Diggs, 46 yards on this one. That would be their second connection for a score, but it would not be their last. Later in the third quarter, Allen finds Diggs again. He would finish with 12 catches, 148 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And if that wasn't enough, Ryan Tannehill throws an interception to Matt Milano. Pick 6, takes it all the way to the house. The Bills aren't messing around this year. They might be in Glendale for the Super Bowl. Here is your play of the night. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts fakes the handoff and takes it himself. Sprinting down the sideline, he's hit by a defender near the 5-yard line and fights his way across the line for a second rushing touchdown of the night. Basically a running back out there. Imagine having Hurts on your fantasy team. The Eagles get the win on Monday Night Football. The story tonight was Clayton Kershaw continues to dominate in his mid-30s, 6 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, no walks, 1 earned run. The 27th time in his career he has struck out 10 or more batters without a walk. Just remarkable stuff. Dodgers win number 102. The D-backs will have a chance to beat the Dodgers tomorrow. First pitches at 12:10 and 7:10 for the doubleheader. Thanks, guys. After a disappointing 6-5 loss for ASU yesterday, the message from Willie Bloomquist was pretty simple, which was nothing. He went on to add that the players know what to do, and the players and the coaches know what to expect from them on a day-in, day-out basis. Jason, not what we would like to see today from ASU, but being a former ASU player, how is it just being here, watching the game, and just taking in some ASU baseball?
It's nostalgic a little bit to be able to see the Devils on the field again, seeing a lot of familiar faces.
Thanks, guys. Although ASU has yet to lose a game this season, I talked with Graham Winkworth yesterday, and he told me that the identity and the reality of this team is still unknown and a big question mark until they play these conference games, these powerhouse schools. How's it going, Nicole? Awesome game. Let me ask you first, 14 shots on goal, by far the most shots you've had in a game this season. But when that shot went into the net, you kind of threw your hands up and you were like, finally. How did that feel to see the ball go into the net?
Yeah, I mean, it was such a relief. I mean, I've never had 14 shots in a game.
They have the right way to do it on tape. Now they just have to go out and execute. Now they're 20 more minutes away from Mullen Arena having a good night, but more importantly, this ASU Sun Devils squad can go out and have a good Saturday night, guys. How about another first career goal, guys? This time, the freshman forward, Charlie Schoen, actually got a great view of the puck this time. On the tape, it reads, number 82, first goal, and all of the pucks also have a maroon and gold picture of Mullet that says inaugural season. Guys, I might have to hop on the ice myself and get my first career goal. but just one of many milestones that Mullen Arena will be the foundation of for many years to come.
No greater storyline than that there's a new skipper at Arizona State, a familiar face of Sun Devil Nation, head coach Willie Bloomquist.
Yeah, not only is it the beginning of an era for Willie Bloomquist, but it's the beginning of an era for ASU baseball. Bloomquist is right back to where it all started. He's excited to be here. He loves this program to his core, and the coaches are excited, the players are excited, the fans are excited, and it's a big night all around for ASU baseball. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in the Valley of the Sun for some premier Pac-12 action between the USC Trojans and ASU Sun Devils. Welcome inside here at Desert Finance Arena. I'm Austin Scott. Joining me is the wonderful Sammy Miller. We have a lot of talent on both sides of the net today, but in particular, who are we looking out for to be an X factor? Skyler again, the dig, Shields, Jelly Sear. 2 words, 1 set. How about that? Dug up there by Trubin. Skyler. You can say that name a million times. Puts it back up, 14-7 USC. Annika, Shields. Nice up by Williams. Skyler with authority. I mean, do we got a speedometer on that? Welcome into the broadcast here on Twitter and BlazeRadioOnline.com. We are live from Martin Stadium in Pullman, Washington for some Pac-12 action between the Arizona State Sun Devils and the Washington State Cougars. I'm Austin Scott, and with me is Daniel Pike. It's a cold, frigid 39 degrees here in eastern Washington, on track to be the coldest afternoon kickoff for ASU since 2004. I got my beanie and gloves on, so I think I'll be fine, but no beanie or gloves for you. You know all about cold football, Daniel. So for the players on the field, how does this kind of weather affect both teams, especially ASU for being from the Valley of the Sun? Emory Jones needs anything to move the chains. Valladay in the backfield. 3 wideouts to the left. In motion is Cam Johnson, like you mentioned. 4th down. Conyers is targeted. Nice run for him down the left sideline. He's breaking every tackle. The 10, and he's in there for the touchdown. Jones hands it off to Valladay. He's got all green grass ahead of him. Makes a move, and he's just short of the goal line.
Oh, beautiful run there from Valladay. I didn't think he needed to cut it back. I thought if he lunged for it, he would have got that. But he's going to have a couple chances to get in the end zone here. Great blocking from the offensive line as well. Valladay's going to get the credit, but the big boys up front did their part.
So here we go. Valladay still in the backfield. Valladay pushes his way into the end zone. X marks the spot. Touchdown, Sun Devils. Inbounds it. Almost stolen. Here's the heave. Oh! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Riverside just silenced Desert Financial Arena. Holy cow. There's absolutely no way. J.P. Mormon just made SportsCenter top 10. All right, here's the 1-1. Davis drives one into right field. Back goes Murphy, and it's way gone. This game is over. Chase Davis with a walk-off homer, and Arizona in walk-off fashion sends ASU back to the dugout and calls him up and says good night. Anthony definitely has the whole soccer thing down. As you can see, I don't, because I'm holding the ball with my hands. But maybe I could give him some trouble with another sport. ASU hockey and Mullet Arena go pretty well together. Sort of like yin and yang. The present and the future of the program seem to be better than ever. But before we skate too far into the future, it's important to look into the past. That way everyone can be up to date. Oceanside Arena, the home of ASU hockey since 1979, a home that had less than 750 seats. It was often known for its odd quirks rather than it being a legit arena for a Division I program. I talked with ASU alum and diehard ASU hockey fan Paul Hornstein on why Oceanside is so interesting.
It wasn't quite 200 feet long. The ceiling is what it was. I mean, it would be remiss of us to say that over time, there wasn't a play in the defensive zone where the guy accidentally hit the ceiling to stop play instead of getting an icing call.
It was a hard place to play in for road teams, though, and the home ice advantage was unparalleled. From 2018 to 2022, ASU hockey was 35-10-1 at Oceanside Arena. But why is it that powerhouse hockey schools can't play at Oceanside?
You go in to that rink, especially if you were one of the, higher profile programs and you're used to playing in these buildings that are magnificent buildings and modern buildings, and you go in there with the mindset of before you even walk in the door, you're looking around and saying, we're playing in this?
It was a rare venue for a college hockey team, to say the least. I picked the brain of former ASU hockey player David Norris on the home ice advantage at Oceanside and his thoughts on moving to a new home.
It made it really special for how small it was. I know it's very unique, I guess you could say. It was on a lower scale of a nice rink in college hockey, but when teams came in, they hated it, and it really helped us win. So that probably helped the year where they went to the tournament with them, because teams came in and couldn't play on that ice.
Were you sad to see Oceanside Arena go, or were you more excited to see that they were getting a pretty nice arena here?
I was more excited to see them. It's sad to see Oceanside go. It's really unfortunate that apparently they're tearing it down. I would love to keep it here. It's a fun rink. Love going back to it, but it's nice to see them get this building, and it's been a long time coming. I know we've been in talks for 6 or 7 years about this rink, so it's good to see it come to fruition.
Moving into the present to Mullen Arena. It's new, it's flashy, it's the future. There's no better way to understand the hype than to talk to some Sun Devil hockey fans.
It's above and beyond. It's something I look forward to every time I see the game on the schedule, and I can't wait to be here every Friday and Saturday.
It's brand new, so of course there's that added element of everything's new, it's fresh, there's just an energy here that Oceanside didn't have.
You say ASU's a hockey school?
Oh, we are. We're here. We belong here. We're making our waves in the scene.
Absolutely. Why would anybody want to carry a hockey bag into arena when it's -10 out, walk into arena where it's cold, and walk out when it's -10 degrees when we've got sun 360 days a year? So any recruit that doesn't come here is just a frozen idiot, in my opinion.
It's easy to say that. Mullen Arena is a perfect fit for an up-and-coming program like ASU hockey. I mean, an NHL team does play here after all. There's more seating. It creates an earthquake type of feel anytime ASU scores a goal. It's an out-of-body experience that has only just begun. Plus, isn't ASU a hockey school after all? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Austin Scott, Cronkite Sports.